So I can do this now. It's the 13th. It's the 13th of October 2025. Now, if I was to choose between Mel Gibson and... If I was to choose between Mel Gibson and Russell Crowe, just between the two of them, Mel Gibson and Russell Crowe, Mel Gibson. Hands down, really. Hands down. My first reason, Russell Crowe does not have a Mad Max 2 or a Mad Max, and his Gladiator doesn't come close. Mad Max 2 is just a very interesting movie. Also is that Russell Crowe has, when he could get away with, often worn shorts and tracksuit top to interviews. I don't like that. I used to forgive it. I used to, it's like, never. It's very sloppy. I don't like it. Russell Crowe has a kind of like a hunch. I didn't like that. Whereas Mel Gibson, in his prime years, had a very straight, good posture. Mel Gibson lived in Los Angeles. I like that. Just more. See, I don't write things down. I have to remember them, so it just makes my brain work. It makes my brain work. There's four recent movies that I remember. There's the Pope's Exorcist, the Pope, and then there's the Exorcism. And I like those kind of movies. I cannot imagine Russell Crowe in those parts. There's about 5 things that Russell Crowe has done that I'm just not interested in seeing. And the flatliners were Robin Hood. And no, I remember when it was announced that Russell Crowe would do a Robin Hood, and I couldn't have fucking cared less. I remember when Kevin Costner did it, and I didn't care. And then Noah, I tried to be interested. So there's about 5 or 6 Russell Crowe movies that I have not seen, that I don't care about, I don't want to see, and there's about 13 or 14 Mel Gibson movies that I'm kind of interested in seeing. I wouldn't mind seeing. Also, and it does come down to this a bit, is in interviews, Mel Gibson is animated. He's animated, and between the two of them, so Russell Crowe will tell a story. He'll say the nitty bits of something, the technical details. Mel Gibson will also do that. Mel Gibson has told a couple of tall tales in the past. Mel Gibson is animated and kind of really interesting when he speaks. More so than Russell Crowe is. More so. It's gone through different phases of his interviews in his career, and Mel Gibson, on that aspect of things. I know that Mel Gibson likes to smoke a cigar. I've never seen Russell Crowe smoke a cigar. He smokes his cigarettes, and also another one of the things that. Okay, so Denzel Washington was being interviewed, behind the scenes interview for Virtuosity, and who was in the background smoking a cigarette? Russell Crowe. No, just happened to be there. So it's that, and yeah. What else was there? What else was it? It was, just the, I'm still interested in, and the part in Bird on a Wire where they're walking Mel Gibson's character in that movie. He's with Goldie Hawn, and they come into a hairdresser, and the guy recognises Mel Gibson, and they're gay, and Mel Gibson goes into this gay mode, and because I watched a bit of it the other night, and then I had remembered that scene. I love seeing Mel Gibson outside the Lethal Weapon franchise, outside of the Lethal Weapon movies. Mel Gibson puts on the gay thing, and it is funny, humorous, and kind of cool he did that. It's interesting that he did that because it contradicts how he feels about things and how he said he feels about things in his personal life. Completely contradicts that. And I'm surprised that he was willing to do that. Whether the director asked him or he said, yes, I'll put this on for a few minutes. I think Goldie Hawn must have been really sort of amused by it. Great piece of acting by Mel Gibson, great piece of acting. Maybe almost better than anything Russell Crowe has done. I don't know, just that piece of acting there. So, and given that, what was that movie that Mel Gibson was in for about 30 seconds? They point out his piercing, he says, oh, it didn't hurt as much as this one down here. And, yeah. Mel Gibson has made more interesting things than Russell Crowe has. I used to think it was the opposite way around. A while back I was like, Russell Crowe, his body of work is more interesting, and then having taken a closer look at it, Mel Gibson, because I look at certain scenes in Mel Gibson movies and there's a humour going on there, a seriousness, a goofiness, which I don't necessarily appreciate from Mel Gibson, but that you don't get with Russell Crowe. I'll go between the two of them. I'll go with Mel Gibson. And as I said, there's probably about 10 movies of Mel Gibson's I haven't seen, which I wouldn't mind watching. Wouldn't mind seeing them. That scene with Burn on a Wire is funny. I'd forgotten about it. And thing is also Hamlet. I like more Mel Gibson, more Mad Max 2, Hamlet, and Mad Max, but more into Mel Gibson's filmography. There's a few of the more recent ones I haven't. I was thinking I could probably, what movie was interesting. I could probably watch Conspiracy Theory. I could probably watch it. I haven't seen it in many years. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, between the two of them, Mel wears a suit very well. Russell Crowe looks like he's been forced into it, where Mel Gibson actually wears a suit pretty well. Certain actors who look like they've been pushed into that suit, like, oh, I'm going to wear this. Russell Crowe always looks like I was in my tracksuit, and I've been got to wear a suit, whereas Mel Gibson, hey, he looks good in the suit. Does actually look good in the suit. And what else is there? Well, Mel Gibson being American born, yeah, so. Russell Crowe doesn't have Mad Max 2. Yes. just to remember the very early 90s things that Russell Crowe was doing is that considering what Australian culture was like at the time, what times were like, and at the time when Russell Crowe was getting that work and was taking the work to us, but weren't there at least 8 or 9 other movie projects that he may have been available to, and yet he was given that or chosen that? And Hammers Over the Anvil, what the fuck is Hammers Over the Anvil? What the fuck is that? Hammers Over the Anvil, what is that? What does that even mean? It was never, just the title alone turns me off. If I hadn't decided to follow him, I probably would have been less interested in what he was doing when he did it. Because I think many other people who were following other people who said, Russell Crowe, well, who fucking cares? And yeah. I think Mel Gibson was a bit more interesting on talk shows, just between the two of them. Just specifically between Mel Gibson and Russell Crowe. All right then. Yes. Yeah. Russell Crowe, when he putting on the American accent, especially in No Way Back, puts on an American accent, doesn't work. Oh, it works, but it's weird. It's weird. I know doing an acting job is just a bit weird. And that, okay, the beard, good beard for No Way Back didn't suit him. Didn't look good with the beard. No way. He should always try to be clean shaven. When you're playing, be clean shaven. Try to be clean shaven. Anyway, yes.